Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Ahmed and we are continuing this amazing journey of understanding the series Revival of Religious Sciences by Al-Ghazali. And in previous episodes we learned about what is vigilance, muraqabah or self-examination, and how to do muraqabah or self-examination, and then also as well if we fail to do so, how to discipline the soul so that it improves over time. So in this series or this episode, we are starting a new book by Al-Ghazali on pride and self-admiration, which is also a very important problem in the current societies, and one of the most quoted or cited primordial sin that the Satan did out of pride and out of self-admiration. So it's really important topic. So let's get started. And while discussing this book, we will study lots of other things. For instance, what is the virtue of humility? What is the reality of pride? What are the reasons one is pride? How to diagnose pride and how to fix pride as well, and other topics as well. So in today's episode, we will go over some of the verses from Quran and some of the ahadith, so that we can get a taste of what Islam says about pride and what kind of a serious problem pride is. Because if there's one hadith that says, if you have a mustard seed size of pride in your heart, you won't be able to enter Jannah or the garden. So let's start with it. God says, I shall turn away from my signs those who act proudly upon the earth without right. Whoever loathes his worship and is prideful, this day shall you be recompensed with the punishment of humiliation, for having spoken untruth against God, for being prideful towards his signs. How evil is the abode of the proud! Thus God put a seal upon the heart of every proud and arrogant one. They sought victory, and every arrogant and obstinate one fails. Truly he loves not the prideful. Indeed, they have been prideful in their souls and were greatly insolent. Truly, those who are too prideful to worship me shall enter hell. The messenger of God said, He in whose heart there is the weight of a mustard seed of pride shall not enter the garden, and a person in whose heart there is the weight of a mustard seed of faith shall not enter the fire. Abu Hurairah said, the messenger of God said, God says, grandeur is my robe, and magnificence my covering. Whoever contends with me for either of them, I shall cast him into fire, and would not care. The messenger of God said, a person continues to act proudly until he is recorded amongst the arrogant ones. Thus, he will be afflicted with the same kind of chastisement with which they will be afflicted. The Prophet said, a part of the fire will emerge, which has 2 eyes that see, 2 ears that hear, and a tongue that speaks. It will say, I have been put in charge over 3 kinds of people: all those who are arrogant and obstinate, all those who call upon another God alongside God, and the image crafters. The Prophet said, vile is the servant who is arrogant and transgresses, forgetting the compeller, the most exalted. Vile is the servant who is arrogant and ostentatious, forgetting the great, the transcendent. Vile is the servant who is heedless, negligent, and inattentive, yet forgets the grave and decaying of his body. Vile is the servant who is insolent and oppressive, yet forgets the beginning and the end. Jesus said, "Blessed is the one to whom God teaches his book and thereafter does not die arrogant." The Prophet said, "The inhabitants of the fire are all those who are extremely harsh, haughty, prideful, hoarders, and hinderers. The people of the garden are the weak and the helpless." He said, "Among you, the most beloved and nearest to us in the hereafter will be those of you most beautiful in character. Among you, the most hated and distant from us in the hereafter will be the prattlers, the loud mouth, and mutafahikun." They said, "O Messenger of God, we know about the prattlers and the loud mouth. But who are the mutafahikun?" He said, "The proud." Muhammad ibn al-Hasan ibn Ali said, "No amount of pride enters into the heart of a person except that his intellect diminishes appropriate to the amount of pride that entered into him, however much or little." On the pulpit, Numan ibn Bashir said, "Indeed, the devil has snares and traps. Among these are vanity on account of God's blessing, boasting over God's gifts, pride towards his servants, and following passions for other than the sake of God. We seek God by his grace and generosity for forgiveness and success in this world and the hereafter." So this is just to get a taste of why and how pride is condemned in Islam and what Prophet said, and it's very, very strong judgment against pride. Pride is basically correlated with related with faith. For instance, if you have a mustard seed size of faith in your heart, you will get to Jannah. But if you have mustard seed size of pride in your heart, you will go to hell, regardless of the prayers and all of the other stuff that you did, religious or benefiting people and all of that stuff. If we are unable to self-evaluate and be vigilant of our pride, Satan can make his move anytime. So we should be on guard against pride. And if we lapse in the discourse, we should seek God forgiveness and mend our ways. So this is about on pride and self-examination. This is a really good book. I'm really excited to share all of these insights and snippets with you guys. And if you have any thoughts, please share in the comments and like and subscribe the video to get notifications about next videos and topics that we are gonna discover and discuss. So till that time, this is Ahmed Bilal signing off. Have a good day and bye bye.